Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. The presidential race appears headed for a rematch now that the New Hampshire primary is over. But the last two candidates for the Republican nomination are still talking about each other. The Advocate Channel has the latest.
Most Americans do not want a rematch between Biden and Trump.
Advisors for President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump say it's time to focus on the general election. But Trump is still talking about his rival for the Republican nomination.
Who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage before and claimed a victory?
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is still talking to voters too. She's focusing on her home state. It's not the next place to hold a GOP primary, but it has 50 delegates. Haley is behind by 15 and could use a hometown win.
It's her track record as the governor here, and then what she did on the United Nations.
But polls indicate she's struggling to get support.
Donald Trump, 200%.
I will be voting for Donald Trump.
Meanwhile, Biden is pivoting to the general election.
The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class.
Picking up a key endorsement from the United Auto Workers Union yesterday.
Democrats are going to come out and they're going to vote the right way. I mean, at the end of the day, working class people know what's good for them.
I'm Nikki Haley reporting.
Boeing 737 MAX 9 airplanes could be back in the air soon. The Federal Aviation Administration approved a set of inspection criteria for the plane that would return it to service if followed. But the agency also took aim at Boeing, saying the January 5th incident must never happen again. That's a reference to when part of an Alaska Airlines flight blew off mid-air. The FAA also said that it will not approve any additional production lines for the 737 MAX until it is satisfied Boeing has satisfied quality control issues. Workers who sit at their desk all day long have a higher risk of mortality, especially from cardiovascular disease. A new study published in JAMA Network Open finds people who predominantly sit at work have a 16% higher risk of mortality from all causes, but there's a 34% higher risk of mortality from cardiovascular disease. Experts say that those who sit a lot at work should do 15 to 30 minutes of physical activity a day to reduce their risk. And a new study finds migraines can now be predicted by two things. The journal Neurology has just published data that indicated changes in sleep quality and energy on the prior day were related to a headache the next day. Data shows that those who did not sleep well and had low energy one day were more likely to have migraines the next morning. Chronic migraines are the leading cause of disability in people younger than 50, according to a February 2018 study. Scientists say that they are one step closer to cross-species organ transplants. More than 100,000 people in the U.S. are waiting for a transplant, but there's a shortage of organs available. Scientists have been experimenting with alternatives, and they might have found one. Doctors at the University of Alabama, Birmingham transplanted genetically modified pig kidneys into 3 people who were brain dead. They then gave them FDA-approved drugs to help suppress the immune system so the body doesn't reject the unfamiliar organ. And it appeared to work. The new research is limited, but it shows advancement in the much-needed field. The iconic white tulle skirt worn by Sarah Jessica Parker in the opening credits of Sex and the City just sold in an auction for $52,000. It was recently featured in a fashion-forward auction from Julian's Auction, according to the website, before the HBO series' 1998 premiere. The Sex and the City costume designer found the skirt in a bargain bin in Manhattan's Garment District for just $5. At auction, the skirt was only estimated to fetch between $8,000 to $12,000. No word on who had the winning bid. Download the Advocate Channel app on your phone or smart TV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates, and even subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's more Advocate Channel entertainment and news coming up after the break. I'm Aaron Dean.